Happy Monday morning. This is Mike's Chow, and this is Tiara Tech. 10 minutes of technology, sometimes on a Monday, mostly on a Monday. And today it's Monday. So anyway, I've had some thoughts. I've been preparing some PD for colleagues and just kind of reevaluating or kind of learning, relearning, and digging deeper into some tools that I've used in the past. And I've had some thoughts. Who wouldn't? So, anyway, I was looking at Seesaw, and one of the things, I mean, what Seesaw is good for, if you haven't heard of Seesaw, it's a student-driven portfolio system, and it's really powerful because it gives students the power, I guess, to kind of curate their own work and decide what they feel is valuable and good and the things that they want to. So it gives a lot, it amplifies student voice. And so there are a lot of tools. It's not just, oh, let's just keep this. And the power, okay, is not just in keeping or curating your work, it's the ability to reflect on that work. So Seesaw has these beautiful built-in tools that you can kind of you could slap text on it, you can label things. So it's like kind of going beyond. I like to look at tools and say, what can we do besides the obvious? Okay, so I'm going to attempt. One of the things that struck me this time is the drawing tool, and I'm going to attempt to share my screen because you know how good I am at that. I'm going to, and then we're going to look at the drawing tool. And one of the things that I thought was so cool with whatever. All right, so of course, not as prepared as I should be. So you're going to get to see me struggle, which is great. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go for the application window. I think I'm going to go with, I guess I'm going to go with this window, and we're going to say share. So here's my screen. I'm going to, hopefully you're seeing it. And I'm going to go to Seesaw, seesaw.me. If you've not used Seesaw before, you really ought to give it a try. This is automatically logging into a class that I've set up just for play. Okay, so this is the drawing tool. So to add something to your student journal. Okay, you just hit the plus. You say send to a student journal. Oh, and actually I'm the teacher in here, so I have student journal plus announcement because I can send a message to all of the students. I'm going to go ahead and say post a student journal. And because I'm on the PC, I have 6 options. If I were using a device, a tablet device, I would also have add from camera roll. Okay, so that I think is great too. Okay, so I'm going to add a drawing. Okay, so when you add a drawing, you have these tools. I'm going to hide this thing on the bottom here, but you have the obvious. Okay, so over on the right hand side, you see this is the color of the pen you're going to use, and I'm using my mouse so things look like a brick. I could say erase all. That would take it away. Erase the whole drawing. Sure, I'm going to confirm. I'm actually going to take advantage of a stylus here. You can choose a color. Okay, and there's my color. It's funny because now that I'm using a stylus, it doesn't look like I'm doing much better than I was before, but I'm going to erase it again. Okay, so you can choose your color. You can choose your line thickness. Okay, so you can go up to here. One of my colleagues, my former co-worker, she said, oh, how come there's no fill tool? I think if you use this thick circle, not quite a fill tool, but it works. Okay, so you can also, oh, where did it go? I don't have it in here. That's kind of interesting. Wait, so I can turn on a big eraser also, and I could label with text. Okay, so, ooh, look at all these other things. Style. All right, so I think I have to label this. Oops. This is me labeling with text. Okay, and I guess I didn't even see this, but look, bring to front. So that means you can layer things. Style. Oh, cool. There's my style for sure. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. All right, I don't know why you would do that, but you have all these different styles, and then look, custom. So you can change things too. That's very cool. All right, so the tool that I was actually looking for that I don't see right now, and I'm going to just hang on to this. I'm just going to close the label style, and I'm going to say, yes, I want to keep that.
Oh, so wait, let's see. Record. So this is me recording, and we're going to allow the microphone and we're going to say, okay. So I'm going to hit record, but this is just me talking. So I think that I might need to be in a student screen to be able to do what I wanted to do. Okay, so this is me talking over myself, and I guess that's somewhat impressive. It is impressive, don't get me wrong. Okay, so if you're looking at student work, you can totally comment by voice recording. You can comment just by writing a comment. So I think too, like for me, sometimes the voice recording is a little easier because then I don't have to gather my thoughts. I can just speak my mind. And for me, a lot of times, for me to get the spoken word or the thought word to a written word, it does lose something in that process. Okay, so I'm going to say check because I'm happy with that. I'm going to say check again because I'm happy with it. I'm going to send that one to everyone, or maybe I should just no, I'll send it to everyone. That's my message to everyone. Okay. All right. So cool. That's perfect. Let's actually go in as a student. So I'm going to need to go in as Layla because Layla is a student. Okay. And I might need to share her window. Okay. So let's go back to the Hangout. Hangout. Stop sharing. Okay. You can see my face again. I'm going to share a different window. Okay, entire screen. I'm going to share the app window, Layla sign in. Okay, so here we go. We're here, and this time it says clearly she's a student. Okay, I don't know if you can see that because, yeah, I'm looking, I can't tell. Okay, and I'm going to add some work here. I'm actually going to pull this back over to my main screen. Okay, so I want to add a drawing as her. Okay, and it's funny, if this doesn't work, it could explain so many things that I in my PD class the other day. Okay, so here we are once again. We are able to. I gotta hide this little window on the bottom. How come? Maybe they changed it. I was so excited. There was something here. Okay, so I'm drawing in Coral here, but there was something here that was a recording, and I wonder maybe it was on a device. Okay, so we love to try new things. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to swap back and say stop sharing, and I'm going to connect the iPad because maybe it is device driven. Okay. All right. So I'm looking at I'm also looking at what's my notifications on here, and someone commented on maybe my pin tweet. But anyway, okay. So I'm going to start mirroring, and I'm going to go to this computer. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to share the screen. Let's see if it's really going. It's not yet. Okay, whoops, not Apple TV. I wear the crowns. Okay, so I have a splash top screen. Okay, this is perfect so far. And I'm going to share because I'm so good at sharing. Screen one, app window. I want an app window and I want the iPad. Okay, now, the other thing about mirroring, so right now what you should see is what's on my iPad. Okay, one thing that I love this mirroring software. The only thing is, or app, whatever you want to call it, the only thing that I found was that it seems to, and this was happening at school, this was also happening a couple of times at home. Like I would get in and then, oh, see, and I'm in here. But you know what? I'll just do it because not many people are in here anyway. So this is the class. I should probably have some people have the names blurred out, but you know, okay, so what I'm doing here, wait, I had a few thoughts. So what had been happening with Seesaw and connecting to the computer on many occasions at school and at home, but I don't know if it's because it was the plain mirroring and right now I'm running Mirroring Pro. Um, it was disconnecting. So I'd be like all psyched to show the kids on the projector without a dongle, projecting wirelessly and through this Apple TV technology that mirroring uses, and then it would quit. So nuts. So we started on the big screen, and then when we got down to the nitty gritty, we had to go back down to old school and look at the tiny screen on the iPad or something. Okay, so here we go. I'm back to drawing. It's on the device. Okay, so there's my boo-boo, and that explains a lot of things, because I was like, why isn't anybody using this drawing reflection tool? It's because they didn't have it. If they were using the computer, right? So if you're using Seesaw with students and you're only using like Chromebook or computer, you're never going to find this tool. So here's the thing. Notice, once again, oh, it's so funny. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here completely. But if I pick a drawing tool, okay, and it's funny because this pen or the stylus for the Surface does not work on the iPad. So how is that? I got to find my little jet pen. Anyway, on the iPad, and I'm assuming also on Android, you're going to see a record button for drawing. So notice we had pencils. Okay, if I pick a color over here, that's the color I'm using. Okay, we can choose the width. It looks a little bit different. Ooh, and it's so pretty. Okay, here's my pen width. I'm going to green arrow. Yep, that's it. All right, so we have these tools, erase all, erase all. Okay, we have the tools that we see on the computer or on a PC, or yeah, computer, because whatever. Okay, but on a device, you also have this record tool. Okay, so I'm going to record in 3, 2, 1. And whereas you would have a flat drawing, let's say somebody said, oh, I'm going to draw a water cycle. So, forgive me because the water cycle might be kind of lame. Okay, but here's a plant. Whoops. Okay, and I'm going to go for just a regular pen length. And I'm going to say, all right, so we have a plant. Okay. And now I'm thinking this is not even the water cycle, but I'm drawing the plant. Those are the leaves and the stem, okay, and petals, right? Notice I'm recording, okay? I can also here kind of say, oh, and it's pause. The recording pauses when you want to when you want to hit text, right? That's interesting too. So I didn't realize that. No, I don't want to cancel the recording. I want to keep recording. So if I hit text, it will pause. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, and then hit record to restart. Okay, awesome. So cool. Looks like Seesaw followed me back. I don't know if you can see that on the screen, because here we are. We're talking about Seesaw this morning. Okay, so I was recording. Now, here's the thing. This is the cool thing. Okay, so I'm talking about this, and maybe the flower or the water cycle is not the best example. Okay, I always got to rethink these things. But let's see, erase all, erase all. Okay, so let's start again. I'm going to go to math because, math makes sense. All right, so we're talking Pythagorean theorem. I can't talk. Okay, a squared plus b squared equals, whoops, erase, equals, don't use the stylus because it's not going to work, equals c squared, right? So here I am, I'm recording, I wrote something, I'm erasing all, I'm going to say erase the whole drawing, but I'm still recording, 1 minute, 35 seconds. Notice up top here, I have, if I had some tool, I got to figure out this screen recording thing, but notice I have up to 10 minutes to talk, okay? Some kids are going to be able to do it. So I wrote the equation, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it. I'm going to say this is a squared, this is b squared, and this is equal to c squared. Okay, so I'm explaining, I'm recording. I'm going to say, okay, it's going to process. And let's see what we've got. Okay, hopefully, and then this is the other thing. A lot of times when you're recording and processing and doing a ton of things at once, something fails. Okay, it just is because you're asking your tech to do a ton. Okay, so let's see. All right, and we all love hearing ourselves, so I'm going to fast forward. Okay, let's see. Nope, can't see that on the screen. Okay, so all of that worked. I'm just going to say pause and I'm going to say, you know what? I want to add that. I'm going to add it to that user here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to say stop sharing. So let's chat a bit. So what if you're using Seesaw with a device? I'm going to stop. Wait, did I stop sharing? Maybe I did. Okay, I think I did. I'm still looking at things. Oh, yes. Hi, it's me again. Okay, and so, all right, so let's gather thoughts here. I'm thinking that if you have the students use Seesaw on a device, drawing tool is more than a drawing tool, as you kind of saw with my bad examples. So, you know, it's almost like you could have the kids do a Khan Academy style video by drawing, recording their drawing, writing, erasing the drawing, having a brand new surface to write on, and they could totally explain many, many things. So I see this kind of applying in many areas, even though I am not well versed in the many areas. So the water cycle, someone, you know, their artifact for the class was a water cycle, one picture of the water cycle, which would be great, which is perfect. Okay, perfectly fine. But, you know, we're talking about SAMR and we want to, you know, that would be an S, a substitution. So kid could have just as easily drawn a picture and you took a picture to put this into their portfolio. So what you could have done is you could have said, oh, if you have devices, of course. I'll have to look at the phone too. Of course, now I'm distracted, right? But you could also say, hey, I'm probably logged into the phone as a teacher, but having someone explain their process, like, oh, let's talk about the water cycle. So water starts in the air, it condenses, and then it comes into, you know, it hits the ground in the form of rain or precipitation. It gets soaked into the ground. It goes, you know, like you could verbalize that instead of just drawing a picture. And that once again reinforces your knowledge because here you are, you're not just drawing it, you are speaking it, which I think does it again. Okay. I think I'm in here as a, I don't know what I'm in here as. Oh, as a teacher. Okay. So I'd have to log out, sign out and sign in as somebody else. Okay. But I'll do that and maybe talk about that another day. So, you know, it's not just for science topics either. We had a lot of language arts teachers in the class, and they kind of were like, "All right, I'll write something, I'll draw something," and I guess interestingly too. I mean, if that's not the way that you learn, then that's not the first way you would pick to do something, right? So they were like, okay, I will just write words with the drawing tool and not really know what else to do. But I was thinking, you know what? You always have, as a language arts teacher, don't you have the kids brainstorm their ideas for their writing or kind of know what you want to learn? Okay, I don't know, KWL charts. You could have kids do that on a drawing and speak it out loud. You could have multiple kids kind of taking turns. Oh, and that's the other thing. Pause. There's a pause button in Seesaw recording. So you could say, all right, here's a thought, stop. Here's a thought, stop. So I think that's kind of powerful as well. And like I said, it applies to really any subject area, even in the arts. You know, someone had a drum, and if you hit one area of the drum, so I learned some things in this class too. If you hit one area of the drum versus another area, you might get a louder sound. So maybe being able to draw that and record it, and then also have a drum on hand in the background and be like, okay, here I am hitting that part of the drum. Listen and listen here. So, so yeah. So anyway, those were my thoughts on Seesaw and the drawing tool. So when the drawing tool is more than a drawing tool, I did learn today that it's the record feature is only available on device. It's not available on on the PCs or on computer. How do we even call these things? Should we call them? Device is something that you hold or a tablet, and then something with a keyboard is different. All right, so that's another question. But Yeah, so not even for touchscreen. All right, so I'm just thinking out loud, which is what I do. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you have an awesome day, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.